Hey, Divine Masculines. Thanks for stopping by Sunshine for the Soul. I'm very happy that you are here, and today we are getting an energetic reading on what is going on with your Divine Feminine. If you're new here, I'm Cindy, a twin flame in separation from her Divine Masculine for about a year now, a little over a year. I'm so happy to have your energies here today with me. Welcome. So today, Divine Masculines, I pulled 4 cards for the energy of what's happening in the Divine Feminine's 3D or physical world. And then I pulled 4 cards to see what's going on in the Divine Feminine's 5D or her higher self, which is where the twins are connected telepathically, which is where we're connected to our spirit guides, our ancestors, our archangels, and Source itself. The 3D in the physical, we pulled the 9 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Swords in reverse. So Divine Masculines, your Divine Feminine in 3D, this 9 of Wands in the reverse energy is finally releasing and letting go of trying to control this connection or the outcome of this connection. She's letting go of old battles, not necessarily with others, but with herself. She may be erecting stronger boundaries within her life of who, what, and when she allows into her energy or where she expends her energy. Today I was listening to a reading from the YouTube channel Twin Flame Preachers, and he was teaching today about how it is not the Divine Feminine's responsibility to manifest this relationship. And I know a lot of us in our spiritual journeys, when we come across the concept of manifesting and we learn that we are the creators of our reality, well then we naturally assume that it is our responsibility to try and manifest this relationship. And I can attest personally in my journey that I felt that that was my mission, that was my responsibility, that this was what I was here for. And yeah, the effort I put in regards to that was by far overgiving. But what the Twin Flame Preachers YouTube channel said, that this relationship is already manifested in the will of divine. One thing you have to do, Divine Feminines, is just be yourself. You know, sometimes as a Divine Feminine, we've learned to be in our Divine Masculine energy, out of fight or flight or survival mode. For me personally, I raised my 3 children pretty much entirely on my own, and at a very young age, at 29 years old, I had to step into not only the Divine Feminine role, but the Divine Masculine role. And for the entirety of my children growing up, that's how it was. It was me and them. So naturally, when we come across our twin flame, our masculine, we're still in that Divine Masculine energy where we think it's our responsibility to control the relationship, which is incorrect. But you don't learn that till later on in the journey. So if you're new in the journey and you are a Divine Feminine listening to this, understand that it is not our responsibility to control this relationship. Even worrying about it is a waste of time and a waste of energy. And what we need to do is go inside ourselves and focus on the issues that are directly in front of us that can make a difference. So Divine Masculines, your Divine Feminine is starting to figure things out. The universe has been revealing things to her all along this journey, and for her to be able to let go of control, this 9 of Wands in reverse is, letting go of those old battles within her where she felt like she had no other choice but to take control of situations because there was no masculine in her life that she can count on anyway. So the next card I pulled in the 3D is the 5 of Pentacles, and 5s are about change. So she can no longer sit in this victim mentality of feeling left out in the cold by the Divine Masculine. This draws attention to the twins mutual abandonment wound. So as long as she sits in the energy that she's left out in the cold and that she's somehow separate or rejected by the divine masculine, well, that is that core abandonment wound. But once she understands that she's coming into oneness within herself, with source and with the collective souls, the other energetic beings on our planet, she no longer sees herself as alone or separate. She no longer feels the rejection of not being with the masculine in the physical, because she's feeling the divine love of her creator. She's feeling the divine love from her masculine, and she's feeling the divine love of her fellow energetic spiritual beings. She now realizes that she was never alone. She no longer is seeking external validation from you, divine masculine, in the 3D, in the physical. This abandonment wound is healing. And if your divine feminine is in this energy, then you can celebrate that this was a big step for her, because she's healing this wound and she's not seeking that external validation. She's gone within and she feels oneness with you. Doesn't mean that she doesn't miss you. So something interesting in these 4 cards is that we had a 9, a 5, a 4, and a 9. And if you add the 5 and the 4 together, well, then that's 999. So I wanted to see what that meant spiritually. So according to Google, one of the explanations is that a twin flame relationship is about assisting with a divine mission or a soul's path, which is also a theme present under the number 999. So this reading with those 4 cards is kind of the universe stepping in and saying that, the divine's hand is in this entire connection. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is the 4 of Swords in the reverse. 4s are a powerful number of peace, but reversed is the opposite. The divine feminine, she's desired peace, but she hasn't found it within this connection until getting to the point of letting go and surrendering it. She was tired of probably sitting in stagnation. She's tired of the blocked energy. But in this reading, she's learned that she had to turn inward to find her peace and not seek the external validation by the DM or making him responsible for bringing that peace. That was too large of an expectation for a feminine to put on her divine masculine. No, she finally figures out that she needs to go within, and she finally finds the strength to remove herself out of this holding pattern, seemingly almost self-imposed prison she has placed herself in. So by not surrendering and not releasing this connection and still trying to control the outcome, it is blocked energy that is being released. The final card is the 9 of Swords in the reverse. And 9s are all about endings. So this is the inner turmoil to hold on or to let go came too much to bear. So that is ending. For the first time maybe ever, her spiritual awakening has taught her that she can't be a martyr to anything or anyone, as that isn't loving self. Self is loving source. Those are one and the same. The inability to see the light at the end of the tunnel was reason enough to choose a different path altogether, one that would bring her peace, and by surrendering and letting go to no longer chase the divine masculine, blocked energies can once again flow. So when the divine feminine is in the energy of chasing her masculine, because she feels like that is her mission, because we've been taught that what we get back is how big of an effort we put in. And the universe is trying to teach us that in the 5D, that effort isn't needed anymore. That physical effort is not needed. That if we surrender the connection and we let it go, that divine will arrange the pieces and the energies will then come together. And DM, this is the message from your divine feminine in the 5D, which is her higher self. This is the spirit guides or the universe coming through and giving you a message from the divine feminine. And the first card was the devil. That's Capricorn energy. That's controlling one another or controlling the situation must stop. In the 3D, we can see the chasing has stopped by the divine feminine. The obsessive behaviors have to stop between the twins. Obsessing over watching their social media accounts, obsessing over their past or their thoughts about the future. Obsessive is low energy. That's the devil energy. And the universe is wanting us to surrender those obsessions and those possessiveness to control your twin or the connection. You're bound divinely. There's no need to exert yourself in the control of this connection. It's all about releasing it. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse is the universe is saying, DM, your divine feminine was seeking inner clarity. They were overanalyzing things, had clouded judgment about this connection. The Seven of Cups is taking the time to consider things carefully, having choices or options. Do we stay in stagnant energy, or do we figure out what the blockages are and release them? And a lot of twin flame teachers teach that the divine feminine, because normally she is the more advanced, spiritually awakened soul at the time, leads the twin flame connection. So her choices or options are having a direct effect on which way this connection turns. And the final card out is Judgment. That's the universe calling judgment on this connection. This is the divine feminine making that decision in the 3D to surrender this connection. And the universe is telling you, divine masculine, that if you've seen a shift in the energy, maybe your divine feminine has recently blocked you, because now she understands that the obsessive behavior of watching each other doesn't have to happen in the 3D, because you're connected in the 5D. You're one. There's no separation between the two of you. And as soon as the two twins learn that they're not separated and they stop this obsessive energy, then the new energy can flow in for this cycle to end and for something new to come in. So divine masculine, this is very positive energy coming from your divine feminine. This is exactly where you want to see your divine feminine moving to. If your divine feminine is not chasing you anymore, it doesn't mean that you're not connected anymore. It just means that she is no longer in that energy, that she's healed. She's not any longer going to overgive. She's not going to give to something that doesn't give back to her. That is a huge part of the twin flame journey. And only after this point, then is the energy opened up for the twins to make a choice, whether or not the divine masculine wants to come back in, because there's no thing to be fearful about with his divine feminine. The divine feminine is in healed energy, so the option is there. Or the twins can decide to go their separate ways and maybe they have more healing to do. Either way, that's a free will choice, but the divine is always pushing and rearranging for the twins to come into union, because one of the reasons why they are here on Earth right now is for their energy to bond together, to come into union, and to help the 5D energies lock into the grid. Essentially, that's becoming a light or a beacon for other couples to follow. The twin flames are the new example of unconditional love, and how the divine feminine and the divine masculine should treat each other in the 5D. So divine masculines, if this resonated with you and you have gotten some information that you really kind of felt resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel. I am tapping into the divine masculine energy. I'm going to be doing more readings, and we so appreciate you being here today. We'll see you again soon.